Hi, I am Sanjay Patel. Today we are going to discuss examples of rings. And I will make a list of many examples which are useful in our study of ring theory. Just for the reference, or say you can recall all the definitions given in our previous video about definition of ring, what we have defined there, definition of ring and definition of unity element, definition of unit in the ring and a commutative ring and zero divisors. So we have defined so far these four things or five things. Let me write down here. We have defined what is called a ring. We have defined what is a commutative ring. What is a commutative ring? We also define what is unity element, which is denoted by the symbol 1. We have defined unit also, unit of a ring or unit in a ring, and further I have defined what is called zero divisor in a ring. So definition of ring, it is a non-empty set together with two binary operations plus and dot, which satisfies some 8 conditions or 8 axioms. In short, you can say R plus is an abelian group with respect to, R plus is an abelian group, or R is an abelian group with respect to addition. Then both closure property and associativity hold for multiplication operation, and the distributive law are true. Both the left and right distributive laws are true. So that is a short form of the definition of ring. The ring is said to be commutative if it satisfies the condition A dot B is equal to B dot A for every AB belongs to R. That means this operation of multiplication, if it is commutative in the ring R, then it is said to be a commutative ring. What is a unity element? A unity element is an element in the ring which we generally denote by the symbol 1, and it satisfies this condition A dot 1 is equal to A is equal to 1 dot A for every A belongs to R. In short, unity element is nothing but the identity element, or you can say neutral element for the second operation of multiplication. We also defined what is called unit in the ring. Then unit is in a ring R having unity element 1, what we define as unit like this. If A is an element in the ring R, okay, for A belongs to R, if there exists an element B in R such that A dot B is equal to 1 is equal to B dot A, then this this A is called a unit element of the ring. Remember a difference between unity, this one is unity element, and this A is a unit element. Unity and unit are different things. And also we have understood that if A is a unit, then B is also a unit. In short, unit element of a ring is nothing but an element whose multiplicative inverse exists, means whose inverse exists for the operation of multiplication. Okay. And what is zero divisor? A zero divisor we have defined as a non-zero element in the ring. Okay. For a non-zero element A in R, if there exists another non-zero element B in R such that AB is equal to 0 and BA is also equal to 0. So if product of two non-zero elements is 0, then both this A and B are called zero divisor. This both A and B are known as zero divisors. Okay. So now let us start our lecture with different examples of ring. Let me write it. These all examples are important. You must understand well. So first I am taking our popular set of numbers like n, z, q and r, and the simple operation of addition and multiplication. So let me write as a say problem, which of the following is a ring? Okay. Also, which of the following has say unity element? If it is ring, which has unity? Third, which of the following is commutative? So we'll check all the definitions, whatever you defined in the previous lecture, commutative, okay, and so on. So the problems or the sets are like this. So the set of natural numbers with respect to operation of addition and multiplication. Second is the set of integers with respect to again simple addition and multiplication of integers or usual addition and multiplication of integers. Set of rational numbers with respect to multiplication and addition of rational numbers. D is the set of real numbers with respect to usual addition and multiplication of real numbers. And finally, I can take a set of complex numbers also with respect to multiplication or addition and multiplication of complex numbers. So we are not going to discuss in detail, and some of them is not possible here. So let us just observe and write the main point about the fact that whether it is a ring or not. So first consider the set of natural numbers. We know the set A contains 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. We have to check all the conditions of the ring one by one. We know that if you take A and B belongs to n, then A plus B also belongs to n. That means sum of two natural numbers is always a natural number. So it is satisfying the closure property. You know, addition, multiplication, etc. But this n does not have zero element. There does not exist a zero element in n such that when you do this, A plus 0 is equal to A is never satisfied for every A belongs to. So there is no n such that this happens. So n does not have 0. N does not have the zero element. And therefore, it is not a ring. So n plus dot is not a ring. So one should write in short like this. Okay. Next, the set of integers. What do you say about the set of integers? The set of integers is a very important example, and the set Z, you know, it contains negative integers, positive integers and 0. So it contains this kind of numbers, the set of integers. With respect to addition and multiplication of integers, the set Z is actually a ring. Means it satisfies all the conditions. You know that the set Z with respect to addition of integers is an abelian group. This you know very well from your group theory. It's an abelian group. So all the conditions of the group and commutativity are satisfied for this. And we also know that if we take any two integers a and b in Z, then we have say a plus b belongs to Z, and also it is not plus. I want to check multiplication. Product of two integers is always an integer. So whenever AB belongs to Z, A dot B belongs to Z, that condition is satisfied. This is the condition number 6 in the definition of ring. The first 5 conditions are for the operation of addition. The 7th condition is associativity for multiplication. So that is also true. A dot B dot C is equal to A dot B dot C is true for all A, B, C belongs to Z. For example, 2 into 3 into 4 is same as 2 into 3 into 4. Okay. So it is true for all A, B, C belong to Z. So it is associative also. The multiplication operation is associative. And both the distributive laws also hold true. Both the distributive laws are true. That is, A dot B plus C is equal to AB plus AC, as well as B plus C dot A is equal to BA plus CA. This is also true for every ABC belongs to Z. So this Z plus dot is a ring. Remember that Z plus dot is a ring, and we know that Z has infinitely many elements. So it is an infinite ring. Okay, and it is commutative also. By meaning of by the word commutative ring means the multiplication option must be commutative. We know that whether you write 2 into 3 or 3 into 2, it is same. In general, A into B is same as B into A for all A and B belongs to Z. So Z plus dot is a commutative ring. I can say Z plus dot is an infinite, remember all those things, infinite commutative ring. Okay, so it is an example of an infinite commutative ring. Let us go further, because we are supposed to check all these things, whether it is a ring, it has unity, it is commutative, like that. The ring Z also has unity, because we know that this integer 1 belongs to Z, and for this integer A into 1 is equal to A is equal to 1 into A is true for every A belongs to Z. So Z is an infinite commutative ring with unity. So the Z plus dot, this ring has a unity element. This has unity also. Okay. Let us consider the third example. It is the set of rational numbers. The set Q plus dot. We want to discuss this. What is Q? You know very well. It is the set of all numbers of the form m upon n, where m belongs to Z and I can take n belongs to n. So any number of the form m upon n, where m and n are integers, or one can write m and n belongs to Z. This I can replace by this condition also, m n belongs to Z and n is not equal to 0. Any number of the form m upon n is called a rational number. And we can verify all the conditions and show that the set Q plus dot, this set Q plus dot is also an infinite commutative ring. Infinite commutative ring with unity element. The rational number 1 is, which is expressed as 1 upon 1, is the unity element of this ring. And it is infinite, it satisfies all the conditions, and product of two rational numbers is commutative. We know that when you say 2 by 3 into 3 by 4, it is same as 3 by 4 into 2 by 3. So for any two rational numbers, say m upon n into a upon b is same as a upon b into m upon n. So it is commutative ring. So this way you can check all the properties of ring for the set of rational numbers. Just I am making a list of all rings, and wherever possible for a new kind of set, we'll discuss all the properties in detail. So this is another example. Remember, it is an infinite commutative ring having unity element. Okay. The next example is R. So R is also has the same thing. R plus dot is also infinite commutative ring with unity element, okay. And the same is true for the set of complex numbers also. You just give all the details, okay, you give all the details yourself, that C plus dot is also an infinite commutative ring, with unity element. What is unity element here? It is the complex number 1, which is defined as 1 plus 0i. Okay, and we know what is the definition of addition and multiplication here. It is not a simple addition, it is addition of complex numbers. So let us rewrite those definitions. If z is equal to a plus ib and say w is equal to c plus id are any two complex numbers, then we know how the addition and multiplication is defined. The addition of z and w we write as a plus c plus I times b plus d, and the multiplication of these two is given by ac minus bd plus I times ad plus bc. Okay. For all these examples, I also want to discuss the concept of unit. What are the units of this ring? Let me add an extra thing over here. And what are the units? So for all examples, we are going to check the all definitions we have considered in our previous video. N is not a ring, so nothing to check for that. For checking unit of the ring must be having unity element, means multiplicative identity, that is 1, must exist in the ring. Only then you can discuss the concept of unit, or you can say invertible elements. Okay, ring Z has say unity element, it is 1. We have written Z has unit element. This is the unity of the Z. So we can discuss whether what are the units of ring Z. Ring Z has, say for example, if I take A is equal to 2, then there is no integer such that 2 into B, that is 2 into B is equal to 1, or B into 2 is equal to 1. Because for 2 into something is equal to 1, we should have that something is equal to 1 by 2, but 1 by 2 does not belong to Z. So I can say that 2 is not a unit. So 2 is not a unit. In fact, you know, 2 is not a unit. In fact, you know that no integer except the number 1 and minus 1 are units. So only elements which are units in the ring Z are 1 and minus 1. So I must mention that important thing, that only 1 and minus 1 are units in the ring Z, because 1 into 1 is equal to 1, and minus 1 multiplicative inverse is minus 1 itself, because minus 1 into minus 1 is plus 1, which is the identity element for multiplication. So minus 1 is a unit and plus 1 is a unit. These are the only two elements of Z which are units, or in simple language, which has multiplicative inverse. What about Q, R and C? For Q and R, we can say simultaneously, if you take any non-zero element in Q or R, then it has multiplicative inverse. You know very well, if you have, say, a non-zero rational number, then we can find its reciprocal, or you can say multiplicative inverse. So every non-zero rational number is a unit. So let me mention here, every non-zero rational number, every non-zero rational number is a unit in Q. Okay, the same is true for the set of real numbers. Every non-zero real number has multiplicative inverse. So I can say that every non-zero real number is a unit of the ring R. Okay. So we have discussed units of these rings. For complex numbers, we can show in detail how to get the unit element. So if I have a non-zero element z is equal to a plus ib, which is not zero in C. Okay, a plus ib is not zero means either a is not zero or b is not zero, or a and b are not zero simultaneously. So therefore, we must have a square plus b square not equal to 0, because we have either a is not equal to 0 or b is not equal to 0. I can say a square plus b square is not equal to 0. Then I can define, you know this very well from your complex analysis or study of complex numbers from schools, that if you have a non-zero complex number, then you can define another complex number w. You can define another complex number w like this: a upon a square plus b square plus I into minus b upon a square plus b square. Then if you find z into w, that is a plus ib dot this thing, a upon a square plus b square plus I times minus b upon a square plus b square. Okay, let me write like this. And the product of these two, by definition of this multiplication, can be given as, AC minus BD. So this into this minus this into this. So what you will get is the first real part, a square upon a square plus b square, and b into minus b. Just a minute. What happens? AC minus BD. Yes. So minus becomes plus. So b square upon a square plus b square. This is the first component, that is the real part. What I have written is AC minus BD plus I times, for the second component, that is imaginary part of this product, AD, that is A into D plus B into C. This is to be done. So A into D, that is A into minus B, that is minus AB upon A square plus B square, and B into this plus BA upon A square plus B square. So for this, two terms will be cancelled, and finally what you will get is this is equal to 1 plus I into 0, because this a square plus b square upon a square plus b square is 1. So this is nothing but 1. So what I have proved is z into w is equal to 1. So I have shown that z into w is equal to 1. Since the multiplication of complex numbers is commutative, w into z is also 1. So given non-zero element z in C, we have found another element w belongs to C, which is defined by this, and this is a multiplicative inverse of z. Okay, so therefore z and w both are units. I can conclude as z and w both are units. Z and w are units. In short, remember, every non-zero complex numbers is a unit. So every non-zero complex number is a unit of C. Okay, so we have discussed the first example. These are our famous sets which we discuss whether they are ring or not. N, Z, Q, R and C. We have discussed these four things, whether it is a ring or not, it has a unity, it is commutative, or what are the units element of these sets. Now let us go to the new problem, another kind of example of ring which is also very important. So the second problem I am going to discuss here is this. Let capital R is equal to the set M 2 cross 2 into bracket R. You know the symbol of the meaning of this symbol. It is the set of all 2 cross 2 matrices. So it contains 2 cross 2 matrices A, B, C, D like this, where A, B, C, D are real numbers. A, B, C, D are real numbers. So remember, now onwards, this script R is used for set of real numbers and simple R is used for the notation of ring. So this is the set of all 2 cross 2 real matrices. Real matrices means whose entries or elements are real number. Okay. It is also denoted by the symbol M2R because it is a square matrix in this case, but it is not compulsory you should take a square matrix in this example. Okay, and show that, let me write this way, prove that this M, let me write a different way, prove that the set M 2 cross 2 R is a ring with respect to addition of matrices and multiplication of matrices okay, as our binary operations. Also you can say find unit elements, find units of this ring. Okay. We'll discuss everything what we have defined in our previous lecture. So we know that for any two matrix, suppose if I take A is equal to A, B, C, D and B is equal to say P, Q, R, S in the ring, in the set R, which is M 2 cross 2 R. M2 cross 2 R. This R and this R are different. Let me write this properly. So this is R and here I should write M2 cross 2. Okay. So for any two elements, the two operations, that is addition and multiplication, are defined like this. Plus is the sum of two matrices or addition of two matrices. You know how we add the corresponding elements, C plus R and D plus S. And A into B, the second operation of multiplication, is, you know how two matrices are multiplied, this into first column, so A into P plus B into R, then A into Q plus B into S. So first we keep the row fixed and then multiply with these columns. Then second row for adding the second element. So CP plus CP plus DR, and then C into Q plus D into S. So CQ plus DS. So this is the multiplication of the two matrices. So this is first operation, this is second operation. And for these operations, You can check all the conditions that I leave it to you. What I will discuss here only the main points. Then we can show that, we can prove that the set R, that is M2 cross 2, satisfies all the conditions, all conditions of the ring. So as a conclusion, R, this set is a ring. Okay, I can say M2 cross 2 R plus dot is a ring. This is a ring. Okay. Not only that, there are infinitely many matrices, so it is an infinite ring. Further, this ring has some interesting properties. First of all, it is not a commutative ring. Let me explain by two simple matrices, say 1, 0, 2, 1, and let us take another matrix, B is equal to 0, minus 1, 2, 1. We can take any two matrices like this in the ring R. Okay. Then what is A into B? You can multiply this way, say 1, 0, 2, 1, and 0, minus 1, 2, 1. Now I will write the multiplication here. So first keeping the row fixed and multiplying with this column. So 1 into 0 is 0 and 0 into 2 is 0. So this is 0. 1 into minus 1. Now we multiply this with the second column. So 1 into minus 1 plus 0 into 1. Simply minus 1. Then 2 into 0 plus, now I am taking this second row. So 2 into 0 plus 1 into 2. And 2 into minus 2 plus 1. So it is minus 1. So this is the value of A into B. For B into A, we must write B first. Order is important, as you know, in matrix multiplication. So let us multiply these two matrices. So keeping this fixed and multiplying with each of this column. 0 into 1 is 0, minus 1 into 2 is minus 2, 0 into 0 and minus 1 into 1 is minus 1. This is 2 plus 2, 4. Then 2 into 0 plus 1 into 1 is 1. So it is obvious that AB is not equal to BA. So therefore, AB is not equal to BA. That is, matrix multiplication is not commutative. Hence, I can say that this ring is a non-commutative ring. That is one very important fact about this matrices ring. Is a non-commutative ring. Okay. Whenever you say something is true in mathematics, you must give a complete proof. But when you say something is not true, you must provide a counter example or a particular example to show that for this particular case, this condition or this result is not satisfied. Okay. So we have taken these particular examples of matrices to show that this operation is not commutative. So this is a non-commutative ring. Okay. So this is very, very important thing. Secondly, what is the unit element? If you take the identity matrix I2, which is defined as 1, 0, 0, 1, and it belongs to this set R. R is nothing but M2 cross 2. If you take this element, then A into I2 is equal to A is equal to I2 multiplied by A. For all the matrices, A belongs to R. So this identity matrix of order 2 is the unity element of this ring. So therefore I can say that 1 is equal to 1, 0, 0, 1 is the unity in this ring. So I can add one more condition or one more the property of this ring of matrices, that ring of matrices is an infinite non-commutative ring with unity element. Remember, all this we are collecting all informations about the different rings and different examples. Okay, then further let us check about the unit element. The unit element, as you know very well, unit means multiplicative inverse. And for the operation of matrix multiplication, we have already studied in the previous courses that if A is a matrix with mod of A, that it is determinant of A, is not equal to 0, only then there exists another matrix B belongs to M2 cross 2R such that A into B is equal to 1 is equal to B into A. What is this 1 here? This 1 is, is I2. It is identity matrix. So multiplicative inverse of a matrix exists or non-zero matrix exists if its determinant is not equal to 0. What is mod of A? Mod of A means determinant of the matrix A, B, C, D, which is A into D minus B into C. So this must be non-zero. And such a matrix, is known as a non-singular matrix. So thus, if A is a non-singular matrix, then let me write if A belongs to R2 is a R is a non-zero matrix. So if A given above belongs to the ring R is a non-singular matrix, then it is a unit. Then A is a unit element of the ring R. So what are the units in the ring of matrices? All those matrices which are non-singular. Non-singular means whose determinant is not 0. Okay. And in case of non-singular matrix, if A is non-singular, if A is equal to ABCD is non-singular, let me write one more information which non-singular means invertible. Then its inverse, multiplicative inverse, is given by 1 upon mod of A into adjoint of A. How do we write adjoint for this? Just swap this A and D in the principal diagonal D and A and change the sign of this secondary diagonal elements. So it is minus B and minus C. So in general, for a non-singular matrix A inverse is given by the formula adjoint A upon mod of A. Okay, this is for in general in ring of n cross n matrices. So we have proved that the ring of matrices is an infinite non-commutative ring with unity element. So let me conclude finally as a remark. Remember, note that M2 cross 2 R, M2 cross 2 R, comma plus, comma dot, this is an example of infinite non-commutative ring. Infinite non-commutative ring with unity element, with unity 1 as the identity matrix 1 0 0 1. Okay. In general, we can say that the set of all n cross n matrices, means set of all square matrices with real entries, is also an infinite non-commutative ring with unity. This is an example of infinite non-completing with unity 1, where the unity element, it is the identity matrix of the order n. So these are the two examples we discuss here. In the next coming 1 or 2 lectures, we'll discuss some more examples of rings, and we'll collect all the important information about this rings example, which is useful in our future lecture. So thank you.